A baby vanishes, but the cameras keep rolling and the story begins to fall apart. Subscribe now so you never have to wonder what truth you missed. Close the car door with me. Hear the heat shimmer. Fluorescent lights hum above a big 5 sign. A diaper bag hangs like a question mark. Rebecca Haro says she was attacked, she blacked out, and her baby, Emmanuel Haro, was gone. Beside her, Jake Haro searches for answers no father should have to ask, but claims bend under weight. Therefore, detectives test the weight with timestamps, receipts, and routes. Every case has 3 clocks. One on the wall, one in the body, one in the pocket. When they disagree, truth leaks through. The wall clock is cameras and doors that record without mercy. But cameras only capture what touches light. Therefore, investigators walk the path in steps, asking where was the stroller, where was the shadow, where should the stranger have been? The body clock is adrenaline and injury that bend time. But trauma scrambles order. Therefore, medics and photos check what pain says against what physics allows. The pocket clock is phones and pings that keep time like a heartbeat. But phones leave footprints people forget. Therefore, warrants and signals place names on a map. Where the story says here, data whispers there. Search teams sweep brush, a car is seized, a home is measured in squares, hallway, crawl space, yard. Neighbors watch porch lights burn late, but cooperation fades. Therefore, the spotlight tilts from a stranger in a parking lot to a house that may know more than it says. Authorities change tense. They stop saying is, they say was, but words do not reveal where baby Emmanuel rests. Therefore, ground, air, and silence are treated as evidence with edges. Context wants to cradle, parents, routine, a diaper change. But conflict interrupts, timelines that refuse to hold hands. Therefore, context becomes a ruler. Measure the claim, measure the path. Measure the gap between what could happen and what likely happened. One frame, one breath, one step. Pause, one statement, one check, one correction. Pause. Pressure builds, nothing releases. Claim, but, test. Therefore, claim, but, test. Therefore, closer. You and I are still in that lot. Keys in your fist, heart racing. The sky looks ordinary, which feels like an insult. Sirens already know Emmanuel Haro's name. His mother, Rebecca Haro, waits for news that does not come. His father, Jake Haro, carries questions that cut deeper each hour. But ordinary skies can hide extraordinary truths. Therefore, we stare at edges. Curbs, carts, painted arrows, the way people move when they think no one is watching. This story circles back to its first beat. They said a stranger took Emmanuel. The cameras kept rolling. The story buckled under its own weight. But endings are not closure. Therefore, the only direction is forward. Locate, confirm, recover, name. Listen closely and you hear 3 ticking sounds. The wall clock, the body clock, the pocket clock. One of them always betrays the lie. But until his place is known, the question stays louder than the answer. Therefore, we keep Emmanuel Haro's name lit. Which clock do you think broke this case open? The wall, the body, or the pocket? Comment your answer below. If this story gripped you, tap like so more people see it and hit subscribe so you never miss the truth behind the mystery. And when you are done here, check out my other videos. They will keep you thinking long after the screen goes dark.